Hello, Standard 6. How are you? How was your night? I hope it was nice. Welcome to our maths lesson. Again, we are continuing with our revision of Model Paper 1. And like I told you yesterday, you have failed a lot of Class 5 work. Boys and girls, you need to be very careful, lest you should forget everything. The time that we are spending at home is going to be very long. If you don't keep yourself in books, you will forget everything, and it won't be good for you. Okay, thank you and welcome. Today, we are starting from question number 19. A very simple question from class 5 about time. It says convert 0025 hours into AM PM system. What is AM and PM system? Its other name is 24-hour clock system. 12-hour clock system, sorry. It's 12-hour clock system. This is 12-hour clock system. With 12-hour clock system. That is the AM PM system. Now, that means you're given the time in 24-hour clock system, 0025 hours. Let us revise the time chart. There is the AM PM system on this side, and the 24-hour clock system on that side. I know you are used to the AM PM system. I would request, if you have a watch, you set it to the 24-hour clock system to help you now master and familiarize with the 24-hour clock system. Now, we start at midnight. A day begins at midnight. And midnight in 12-hour clock system is 12:00 a.m. This midnight is either AM or PM because it is in the middle of between 2 days. So before this side is yesterday. This side is yesterday. And here we go to tomorrow. So it is in the middle between 2 days. That's why it's called midnight. We can refer to it as PM and can also refer to it as AM. Right? I hope you understand that. Now, and so we have 12 PM or midnight is referred to as 0000 hours or 2400 hours without a dot. 24-hour system does not have a dot in between to separate between minutes and hours. Remember, there is no dot to separate between minutes and hours in 24-hour clock system. And we refer to time as hours. Everything is in hours. That's number one. Number two, the other difference is that in 24-hour clock system, once the day begins, it continues up to the 24 hours are complete. Then you begin again, 00 hours, 100 hours, that way. So it is a continuation. The day is not broken into two. But in AM PM system, the day is broken into two halves. The first 12 hours and the second 12 hours. Now the first 12 hours are referred to AM. The first 12 hours are referred to AM. And the second 12 hours are referred to PM. I hope you understand. And so we begin at 12:00, that's 12 midnight, then 1 AM, 2 AM, 3 AM, 4 AM, 5 AM, 6 AM, 7 AM, 8 AM, 9 AM, 10 AM, 11 AM, and then 12 midday. It separates the AM and the PM, the morning and the afternoon. The middle hour is 12 midday. Again, 12 midday can be referred to as AM and PM. So we need to understand that, boys and girls. Now, as you read the AM PM system, you should also be reading or matching it with its counterpart in the 24-hour clock system. So when you read 5 AM, its counterpart is 0500 hours. Are we together? So anything in 24-hour clock system, any hour or any time before 1200 hours is morning. And so afternoon begins at 1200 hours. So we go to 1300 hours, that's afternoon. 1400 hours, 1500 hours, 1600 hours, 1700 hours, 1800 hours, 1900 hours, 2000 hours. We call it 2000 hours, not 2000. This is 2100 hours, 2200 hours, 2300 hours, then back to 2400 hours or 00 hours. I hope you understand. So when it comes after 12 midday, after 12 midday or 1200 hours, we go to 13. Whenever we begin our 24 hours at 13, that's a PM. That's a PM system. So back to our question here. Now, convert 0025 hours into AM PM system. Where do we get? Can we locate 0025 hours? 0025 hours. Let's look at 0025 hours. Where is 00? This is 00 hours. So when 00 hours, after 00 hours, we have 100 hours. 0100 hours. 0100 hours are more than 0025 hours. And so it's time between here, just here, between 00 and 0100 hours. So that could be 12 something here. Remember, in 24-hour clock system, the first two zeros represent hours, and the second two digits represent minutes. So if this 0025 hours, that would be 12:25 AM. So the answer is 12:25 AM. Boys and girls, I believe you have understood. This is just a revision of what you did in class 5. Please go over this timetable again and again to master. Now you can now go into finer details. Look here. From 0, I'm writing here, it's not because it's the 24 hours, but I'm writing here to explain. From 0000 hours, we can go to 0001 hours. That is 1 minute past midnight. 1 minute past midnight. And so we can go to 0010 hours. This is 10 minutes past midnight. And so that's when we come to 0020 hours. 20 minutes past midnight. Then we can come to 0025 hours. This is 25 minutes past midnight. And 25 minutes past midnight is 12:25 AM. 12:25 AM. Now, AM begins when it's still dark. The brightness begins here at 6. At 6 AM. This is now when we have the daylight. we have the daylight here. The daylight continues up to 6. Again, up to 6. Still, we have the daylight. Now night falls from 6 or 1800 hours to that is now night. It is in the night. Night. So there's night here and there's night here. That's still night. It's still in the dark. So you need to understand that. I hope you did understand. So break every hour in this manner and you'll know where a certain time falls. Thank you. Now let's go to question number 20. A very amazing question and very simple, but many of you failed it. What is the reciprocal of 0.15? The reciprocal of 0.15. I want us to look at what a reciprocal is. You know that reciprocals are for fractions. Reciprocals are for fractions. And so if you want to know the reciprocal of a number, we convert it into a fraction. And so we must convert 0.15 into a fraction. Now let's do it from here. 0.15. How many decimals does it have? It has 1 and 2 decimal places. We can ignore the 0 and the decimal and say this is the same as 15 over 100. 100 is used to store the number of decimal places in 0.15. Now we have a fraction. That is a fraction now. That's a fraction. We can reciprocate it. To reciprocate is to interchange. The denominator becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. Simple interchanging. And so here the answer would be 100 over 15, and that is the reciprocal. You don't simplify the reciprocal. And so the answer here is A. Boys and girls, wasn't that very simple? Would you want to try so many others so that you can master this? You can try one with a decimal, try another one with a whole number, another one with a mixed number, and another one with a proper fraction. I say you try one with a decimal, one with a decimal, another one with a mixed number, another one with a whole number, and another one with a proper fraction. Please try those 4. Do as many as possible for you to master. Remember, practice makes perfect. And I've always said, perfect practice makes perfect. Now let's do question 21. What is the sum of the squares of 7 and 24? Remember to underline some keywords here. Sum of the squares. Don't omit those words, they're very important words. It's not the sum of 7 and 24. No, the sum of the squares of 7 and 24. That means you find the square of 7, that's 7 squared, and that means you multiply 7 by 7, and you get 49. 49 is the square of 7. Then you find the square of 24. It's written that way. So you multiply 24 by 24. 4 multiplied by 4 boys and girls, is 16. So we carry 1. 4 multiplied by 2, it is 8 plus 9 plus 1 is 9. Correct. Now 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. We write there 8. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. We underline and add. Remember to write there 0. So 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 8 is 17. So we write 7 and carry 1 plus 4, which is 5. So we will get 576. Then the sum now comes here. We add. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. We write 2 and carry 1. Now 1 plus 5 is 6. Boys and girls, and that is our answer today. And the answer is C. That's how you will need it to do that. Quickly, let us go to question 22. And before that, what if you were told, work out, what if you were told, work out 7 squared and 7 squared plus 7 squared plus the square root of 64. What would you give? Please work out that and give the answer. Now let's go to question 22. Round off 99.995. 99.995 correct to 1. This is a very important part also. 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place. Let's look at that. For 1 decimal place, we look at the third or at the second decimal place. So it is 99.995. We consider the number in the second decimal place, and that is 9. Now 9 is above 5, right? And so it automatically becomes 10. And so we write in its place 10. Then we add that one here. We ignore the third decimal place. It's not important. When we add there, that becomes 0 because it's 10. Yes, 1 plus 9 is 10. Then we carry that one forward. That decimal is there. 1 plus 9 is 10. Again, we carry 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Remember, it is 1 decimal place. Somebody would argue 100.0 is the same as 100. But I want you to note that 100 doesn't have a decimal point. And so it does not answer the question 1 decimal place. So we must put a 0 there to be in the first decimal place to get the right answer. So the right answer here is 100.0. 100.0. Boys and girls, that is the answer. Let's go to question number 23. And before we go to question number 23, round off this to 2, round off 875. 9.895 to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. To 2 decimal places. Please and get the answer. Let's go to question number 23. What is the product of the GCD? That's very important. What is the product of the GCD of 28 and 35 and the LCM of 12 and 15? I want you to note very important things here. The GCD first of these two and the LCM of these two, and then note the word product. That means multiply. Great. So let us work out this, boys and girls. First of all, the GCD of 28 and 35 GCD. Remember, the number you choose must divide all of them. And that could be 7. Remember, 2 cannot divide 35. 3 cannot divide both. 4 can only divide 28. 5 can only divide 35. 6 cannot divide any of them, but 7 can. And that's why I went straight to 7. 28 divided by 7 is 4. 35 divided by 7 is 5. And that is over. We can't continue. So the GCD here is 7. Now let's go to the LCM. LCM of 28 and 35. Not 28 and 35, boys and girls. Let me correct. It's not 28 and 35, but it's 12 and 15. So the LCM, 2 is variable because of 12. 2 goes here 6 times, and here it doesn't divide. 2 again, here 3 times, and here nothing. We continue, go to 3, 1, 5, then 5, 1, 1. Then we multiply 2 by 2 by 3 by 5. Now what is 2 times 2? That is 8. What is 8 times 3? That is 24. That is 24. What is 24? Multiply by 5. 0 because of 20. We carry 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2, 12. That is 120. Now we want the products of the GCD and the LCM. That means we multiply. So we multiply by 7, 0, 7 by 2, 14, carry 1, 7 by 1 is 7, plus 1, 8. So the product here is, they want the product is 840. You can see your problem, where your problem was. That means there was no answer. And if there is no answer, boys and girls, you go back to your calculation and find out where you went wrong. If you went wrong, that is. Now, our GCD is between 28 and 35. I'm confirming to be sure. And so it is 7, and that is the GCD of that. Let me go to LCM. Do we calculate well? 12 by 2 is 6, not by 15. 6 by 2 is 3, not by 15. 3 by 3 is 1. 15 by 3 is 5. Then 5. Then we multiply. Can we go to our multiplication? 2 times 2 is 4. That's where our problem was. 2 times 2 is 4, boys and girls. It is not 8. Thank you. You see, you need to be going through your work even after calculation. So that is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Now 12 times 5 is 60. Thank you. Now, then we multiply by 7. That is 0. 7 times that. 7 times that is 42. And so our answer is 420. Our answer is 420, and that is the answer over there. I hope you have seen where our problem was.